Hi, my name is Jerry Lester, and I am here to tell you about some changes that need to be made in our parole system. Such things, but not limited to, education, housing, and then I will give you some statistics as well. So we'll start with the education. You know, they need a place to go and get educated, learn basic skills such as reading, writing, math, help them to survive in the world. They need to be taught how to make goals and how to accomplish goals. Um, they need a place to go so they can learn these things. There needs to be a place established, and it needs to be mandatory. Parole officers need to keep check on this because if they're not educated, how are they going to survive? They can't get a decent job, and it's already hard enough and stacked against them because they have a record, and then you have housing. That's a big problem. They need to have somewhere they can go to live. And when you have a record, you can't live in apartment complexes. They won't let you. It's against their policies. Then you got your residential areas that are like homeowners. They have gated communities, community stuff like that. They don't allow people with records. I think it's not right, but it happened. So we need a place established where they can go, where they can stay and live and get educated so they can get a job. They need to have counseling, if they start struggling a little bit or having some problems, somewhere they can go so they can get help. Uh, Support groups or, maybe a personal counselor or group counseling, just somewhere they can go. Because statistics show that 70% of people on parole usually return to jail with a drug or alcohol addiction because when they got out on parole, they had nowhere to go. They had no education. They had nowhere to live. So, and it shows 60% of that 70 for the first year, usually living on the streets. They have nowhere to because of their records and their education. So, I would I have a thing here I found, and it's 10 steps to succeed on parole, which I believe after reading this, it was really, really good thing that all parolees should be given this and required to keep it with them, so if they start struggling, whatever, they can go back and look. So, as I was saying, without them having a place to physically go, they'll wind up staying on the streets, going back in to breaking the law, which that doesn't benefit anybody. They go back to jail, which increases our population in the jail. Citizens are, scared, worried about what's going on. They get stuff stole from them, whatever. So, as you can see, this is things that I have found that we really need to improve in our parole system that I have found myself, and I have showed you statistics, and then showed you a little thing that could help as well to help the parolees because you don't know what they went in for. Nobody does but them, or whoever they tell. But when they get out, in order for them to change, they need to be educated how to live in the world. They need to have a place to go if there's issues, if they're starting to struggle. A safe haven, I guess you would call it, for them to go because face it, there is not a lot of people that want to help people that have criminal records or that aren't educated. So I believe that there needs to be places for them to go to get educated and to get help to find places that they can live.